Good morning, good morning, good morning, Brian.
Hi, Tyler.
How are you? How are you?
Fine. On a nice Friday, end of
Do
the
we
week.
have I think we might have restricted news 15 minutes in the New York Open today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Flash PMI.
Yeah, PMI, yeah.
Yeah. And
So I see we have Brian's futures challenge up. I was having some screen share issues this morning, but I think we'll get it sorted out here in a minute. But have you traded Forex or futures today, Brian? Or have you done anything pre-market?
I've done no Forex. I've only done futures during the London session. Started at the London Open and just paper cut, paper cut, paper cut. Market's choppy. The
Yep.
strategy I use, which is a lot of trending and key levels, market's sort of looking for someone like me today and chopping me out. So, but I also know that PMI was ahead of me. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
ahead of it.
Yeah. A lot of times, pre-data, the market will kind of play that wait and see.
Yeah. So, I saw profits sort of come and go, and every time I would think, well, this isn't really my profit range. Let me let it go a little higher. It would turn against me. I give it wiggle room. Then it would come past my entry point, and I would take a small loss. So I took a few gains, but it's so tiny. It's on the screen too. I guess you can. Yeah. Anyway, and what I have set up right now is what I've been monitoring, even in the Forex area, but never really traded it, is, of course, gold and oil that I talk about, and then the NAS 100 and the Dow. Everything is a micro.
Yeah.
On the futures.
That's what you've been trading the micros.
Yeah, been trading the micros just to get my feet wet. I think that's safer for me. I know the charts are pretty much the same, strategies are the same, but
Yep.
Until I get a good sense of the contract sizes I want to do,
Yeah.
how they relate, and I think I have a good idea already.
Yeah. I like trading the micros, like more contracts with the micros, and it just allows me to kind of scale in and out a little bit more. Then if you use the minis, you definitely can't use as many, so you get a little less flexibility in that sense.
Hmm.
Posting Instagram stories with the YouTube link to tell people to come watch. So pardon me for a moment. Instead of streaming on Instagram, it's been kicking us off after an hour. I figure might as well just post the link and tell those people to join us on YouTube.
So let's see. We have Flash PMI, both manufacturing and services PMI are at 8:45 my time. What time is that in FunderPro time? Can't recall, but it is nonetheless 15 minutes after the New York Open, so we're looking at about 17 minutes from now.
Yeah, New York opens in 3 minutes. NQ has rejected yesterday's high. That was early on in the overnight session. Chopped all night. We've now rallied back into yesterday's high. We're going to open. We're starting to reject yesterday's high again, but we're going to open right near there. ES not quite to yesterday's high. YM, who was really strong yesterday, the strongest index yesterday, is opening pretty flat, down a little bit. Same with RTY, pretty flat, down a little bit. So it looks like it's mostly a wait and see game.
Yeah, it's one of those moments that doesn't make for good entertainment during a live stream to be waiting for news to happen. But I guess that's better than sitting in a range. But during the London session today and yesterday, I was able to stay with the futures and give myself some practice time. Whether I was just paper trading or trying it and getting paper cut. Kind of doing a little of both. Nothing, but nothing very complicated about any of it.
Brian, I like how you did how you have your grids with the black. Did you trade, or does it just look black?
I did it black.
Nice, I like it. I think I got my screen share thing figured out. Screen share issue.
Yeah, the blue, I think it's defaulted to a faded blue.
Yeah.
That just started to make me feel, I can't explain it. It's like, this isn't me.
Blue
This
didn't make you feel sad. Blue. Good morning. Good morning. Hello to you. So what all do you have up here? You have gold, you have the NASDAQ, you have oil, and you have the Dow. All right, so US 30. I like it. I like it. I like it.
So I have my commodities here on the left, my equity futures here. You call it that, right? Equity futures?
Yeah.
Have that here on the right. I think the part I'm at now, I wouldn't say struggling with, but the part I'm the last piece I was analyzing on these other instruments was the micro Dow here on the lower right screen, for its average trading range, to help me find the best fit for contract quantity. When I was doing some practice trading on it, I was comparing my size to the NAS 100 above it, and they definitely a variance there. In other words, I would see a lot more of my money come in or go away in the NAS than I did in the Dow.
They're interesting. They both move pretty volatile, right? So the Dow YM is trading at like almost twice, pretty much exactly twice the price of the NASDAQ. So YM is trading at 44,700, right around there, and NQ is trading at 22,035 right now. So the Dow will make typically like bigger point moves, but a micro NQ is $2 per point, to where a micro YM is only 50 cents a point. So that they kind of balance each other out in that sense, where the moves you're getting, I guess, are almost relatively similar, and where it's not totally drastic of a difference. But yeah, NQ maybe has a little bit more volatility with the fact that the contract moves 4 times as much per point, and the Dow is moving at twice an expensive price, so it moves more points per se. But they're both pretty. I mean, you can catch a lot of points on them both for sure. You have plenty of leverage with them. We have initial push down from the NQ, pretty strong rejection off of yesterday's high. We are down about 40 points from there, so nothing crazy. ES has rallied into yesterday's high. I think I'm gonna wait until after.
I was thinking about doing a trade
before I want to take a trade.
Yeah.
I'm watching On NQ, I'm watching an upper level above at 2267. And if we can get above the opening print, I'm not opposed to a trade off of the opening print, but we got the news here in about 10 minutes, or data, I should say, that's dropping.
So I think what I would be looking for, currently I see gold here in a, it was trending most of London, it was trending up. And I have it on actually a couple different long-term uptrends right now. But anyway, it broke that about 15 or 20 minutes ago, and it was something that would have been worth taking on gold, but I didn't want to take the short. I didn't want to get in something close to PMI and then just get whipsawed out before. I think I've learned my lesson enough times trading in Forex to, I don't just get out 2 minutes before. Sometimes I do if I'm already in a trade and I'm sort of milking the profit, but I don't like to enter a trade 15 minutes before, maybe even 30 minutes before a major news event like that.
Yeah, especially when the market seems to be kind of waiting for that news too. And I think trying to predict it is essentially taking a gamble. So I'm going to stay put for the next 10 minutes or so. I do have an option swing trade on. The meta, just one meta contract that's up really nice. So I'm watching meta as well. Holding up nicely with the NASDAQ getting a little bit of a pullback. ES strong though. ES looks strong. ES was strong yesterday too. I have an upper level where yesterday's high at 6154. I have about 10 points of room up above here. I don't even think it would be a bad idea. You could take this 2-minute buy set up on ES right now, targeting that point. You could do stop at like 51, so a 4-point stop for a 10-point long. I don't think would be a bad trade right now. I'm not going to take it, but it's a nice 2-minute buy setup off the opening print. I can I'll show you guys my screen here in a second.
That's on the NQ?
On the ES.
ES. Whoa, I heard you way wrong.
I might have misspoke. That's very possible.
Let's rewind the tape. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was looking at the NQs, so that's probably why I was psyched on it.
So if we look at this 2-minute here, you can see this is our open right there. Where is, oh, here we go. I like to make the open print yellow. Oh, I'll just change that. What? Oh, I did change the text. I'm silly. Still learning the platform. All right, so that's our opening print. So when we got a break above this 2-minute high, that's a 2-minute high triggering. So I think it's a valid trade targeting the level up at 60. You have a level at 63. So it'd be about a 4-point stop for a 10-point risk. I'm gonna hold off for now.
So you know how you're learning the platform like I am.
Mm-hmm.
A little while ago during London, I found the little navigation hide button. Didn't Have you seen it
No, I don't hear. I'll put
on your screen? It's
Yeah.
right. Okay, it's right
Oh
here.
yeah. I did do that actually.
Okay.
You just exited. Yeah, I did do that. It took me a minute, but I did find it.
Like me, I found it by accident. I wasn't looking for it. And I was like, "What's that X for?" So
yeah, it makes full screens your charts up a little bit there.
yeah.
Have you been using like the chart trading? How you see how I have like the green and the blue,
I tried that. Yeah.
or have you just been doing like the trade panel?
Both, but I tried the one you're talking about. Let me see.
I think I'm gonna try this ES long actually.
I guess you could say, I didn't play with it that long, but I didn't see the benefit that I would get from that.
Chart trading?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it because then I could so I just took tenor quickly. Like I just did a market buy, took 2 ES contracts, and then like I can just go on here without having to have like a preset stop and throw it on here. So a low a day for we'll keep it under here. So 370 points. So this is on the mini contract. So these are $50 per point. I got it filled at 55. We are above yesterday's high. So I'm aiming for about 8 points here. Sometimes I'm a liar, guys. I said I was going to wait for the news, and here I am taking an ES trade. $63.25. 63. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Okay. About 4 minutes. Depending on how crazy the charts go, sometimes I'm waiting an extra 15 minutes after the announcement, after the report.
Yeah, for that. Sometimes I do like to use spike high or lows, those wicks as targets. If we can get a spike from the news that then, either fades or rallies as a pullback. Oh, Brian, so these metas at all-time highs. I got these call option contracts at $308. They're now at 1,500. So 1,500. So they've I'm up several 100%, few 100%. I think that is 300 to 1,500. Do I hold it through this news and see if we rally even higher? Or do I take the profit? Oh, man. Decisions.
That's when I go look at my journal for, let's see, news.
So I'm up $1,200 on this one contract. Oh, ES with the nice push.
Flash PMI. Okay. Yeah. So what I have, here's an interesting statistic of what Flash has done to me over time. Looking at my journal, because I have a journal do a lot of Microsoft Excel journaling. And that way I could create worksheets for different types of news or different types of journaling. So anyway, one I keep for news events has all sorts of stuff on it. I really don't want to show it because it has a lot of personal notes on it.
Yeah.
But I even have these little check marks for which ones are also restricted by FunderPro, which ones are dangerous but not restricted by FunderPro. Yeah. So the overall information I have on Flash is that, you know how I trade a lot on the 5-minute?
Yes.
That it can shift the trend successfully on a 5-minute, but can hold against a 15-minute or a 1 hour. So meaning it can shake me out hard enough that if I don't have a stop loss, I can get a complete 180 on the trend on a 5-minute. For something like gold, that means Flash can like literally run 50, 60 pips of what I would consider a good trade. You can get almost the opposite. That's enough to knock you out. That's enough to breach your account, on a loss, just all sorts of things. But definitely not
We
enough
had
to take the
the
1 hour trend.
data is out. I don't think I got filled on my trim yet. Come on, baby, fill me.
Big pump on NAS.
Yep. We're spiked above yesterday's high.
Spiked on the Dow.
So it looks like an initial reaction from the data was up. Some of the spikes high are fading a little bit. Nothing crazy. So not a crazy reaction.
Oh, not crazy. Gold held on its uptrend. It seems like oil is never affected very much by something like that. You'd think I would have gotten rich during the London session on trading oil, but it paper cut me so much. It went up strong overall, but it was really hard to not get stopped out.
I missed my trim on ES by 0.5, half a point. Oh yeah, I have it at 61, 62.75. We got up to 61, 62.25. Still holding though. See if we can make a new high here. Oh, decisions on Meta. My Meta contracts got up to 17. Give us a trend Friday. Fridays have been good to us on stream recently. Let's do it again. Trend us up, baby. I mean, I think the daily and weekly charts look like they went all-time highs again here soon on the indexes. It's about another 400 points on NQ. I don't think we get there today, but I think we maybe get there in the next week or two. First 5-minute red bar on the day for my Meta trade. If we reverse that and get to new highs, maybe we'll think about shutting it down. If I get this trim off on ES, I'll hold the other one for a little bit and move my stop to break even. NQ coming into its upper level. I have it here at 22,067. About 3 points away from tagging that. All right, we just pushed into that level here. NQ looking real strong. YM weak, RTY weak.
The Dow just spiked down.
Gotta move my hair over here. I'm getting chilly up here today. Ooh. I have Brian, I can't believe I didn't tell you about this. Couple things. So I have a really old house. It's a beautiful old house, but it's like 115 years old or something like that.
We'll call it an antique. That's
she's an antique, right? And so I have radiators or radiator heating, which is if you're not familiar, anybody watching, is I have these radiators in my house, and there's a boiler in my basement. It just heats up hot water really hot, and then it runs hot water through the pipes, and that's how my house is heated. Which it's like a really old school boiler system. And so it's been so cold here that my boiler was working so hard, and it doesn't you can't regulate the temperature from room to room real good with it. And some rooms in my house were so hot just because the boiler was working so hard to keep the rest of the house warm. And so that was one thing, but now it's not as hot outside. And my attic, the boiler's not heating as good now. I'm not working as hard. My office attic up here is now cold again. The last few days, it's been so cold outside, but so warm up here. All I had to do was keep the attic door open. But in that same vein, so I got my office up in the attic here, and the steps are covered with you ever seen a runner, like a carpet runner that goes up the center of the stairs, and then the woods on the outside? But it's an old rubber one. And so it had these instead of nails, it had these almost thumbtack looking things that kept it in the floor. And one of them must have came out. And I was walking down the stairs barefoot today, and I stepped on it, and it went all the way up in my heel. So the thumbtack was flush in my heel. And I'm like, oh no! So then I had to pull it out, and that was even worse. I'm like, okay, all right, pull it out. It was a morning, man. I had myself a morning today. NQ, little rejection off the level so far, but holding off of yesterday's high. We have the Wednesday high at 2293. See if we get there.
Yeah, that hurts to get attack in the foot like that.
Oh, it was brutal.
It's the strangest, it's such a minor injury, but it hurts.
Yeah. It's and I pulled it out, and it was in there good. I mean, the thing was maybe a half inch, all the way in. And Philibus, what's up? Andrew, sorry, I just saw that. Going gold for the next 1 hour candle. Brad, I don't know if you saw this. Andrew asked you're viewing gold for the next 1 hour candle. I don't know if you want to take a look at that or not.
Yeah, the 1 hour. You said the 1 hour candle, huh? Well, it's still doing an uptrend on the 1 hour. It's been doing that since, since the Asian market. And that's a hard one to say, because I think it's going to come down and take a breather and bounce off its trend line. That could have already happened. So what I see on gold on the hour chart is that it consolidated most of London, all of London really, and if you were already in a trade, you would hold your long and you would exit if it drops below the consolidation period area, which is pretty obvious when you're looking at it on a chart.
Not the action I want to see on ES. I still think we can get there. Not the prettiest 5-minute close. Switch this to the 5-minute. Close with the upper wick here. See if it can hold. NQ, that's the part you got to watch. Sometimes I miss here and I then accidentally place an order. NQ holding its strength pretty good. Russell weak. Eslam said the news is strong today. Yeah, honestly, we didn't get as big of a reaction to the news as I thought we may get.
Depends on what you're watching.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't affect gold at all.
Yeah.
Oil's moving now, but didn't move during the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Dow and Nas that reacted, but or is that just a reaction to New York opening? Sometimes New York doesn't move until a little bit after its bell.
Yeah, but a lot of times if New York, the index market has been strong. Like I think we're gonna start to hit some kind of resting markets at some point. It's been just you're getting great crazy moves in one way or the other, but I think eventually this year at some point we'll go through a point where it stays pretty choppy for a long time. It's just been a while since we've dealt with a lot of chop. But I forget where I was going with that. I don't know if that happens today, but we shall see. We shall see.
So gold did a touch of its intraday downtrend. So I'm shorting it right now in futures, hoping that it doesn't want to go up and do another touch. I took it right after its touch, and I think it tells a story because gold is right now, the reason it's consolidating is because on the intraday trending, it's between an uptrend and a downtrend, like definition of consolidation right there. So you don't know if it's bouncing off the uptrend or is it bouncing off the downtrend, but it's stuck between. I think it's not finished going down. But the last thing it did was it bounced from the roof up there, and it took a bounce right there.
Okay.
So I took that trade thinking, well, I'm just going with probability right here. And if I had to put a stop loss in there, I'm going to manually stop out if it pumps up this wick at all, like maybe halfway. I give it that much wiggle room, but I'm tired of getting paper cut today.
NQ is pulled back to its opening print. ES is pulled back to yesterday's high. Did the market put in its high for the day? Or do we got more room to go? This is the question.
Okay, oil is doing getting used to this platform still. Oil. It's at its mark right there. I wonder if it will bounce or what.
NQ initial bounce off of yesterday's, off of its opening print. ES currently bouncing off of yesterday's high. I'd even add one into this ES trade.
Okay. So let's be aware too and cautious that in about 1 minute we have the consumer sentiment reports coming out.
Okay.
It's not restricted, but
Yeah.
it can do a bounce. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to
No,
get that
no,
out.
you're
Since
good.
it's
That's
like
a good call.
1 minute from it happening, and now I'm questioning. I admit I didn't even notice it. I'm thinking about jumping out. Huh. The sentiment report is measures the it measures the level of composite index based on surveyed consumers. But shoot.
Got about 10 seconds.
I'll just sit on this fly. I'm going to lose my account right here.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not in enough contract size here to lose anything.
I say it looks like what? I mean, yeah. You said you've been taking some paper cuts today.
Yeah, I ran out of Band-Aids, so I'm done. Okay. Seriously.
Indexes, not a big, doesn't look like a big reaction.
Okay.
Looking like more upside potentially for ES and NQ.
So the report came out lower than forecasted, but it's not going to have an effect. So, okay, there. I think we're in the clear. Now I'm questioning oil right now. I think I'll take that. I'm not going to wait for the close of that candle. There, I'm glad. Let's see what it can do. That might be a scalp on oil futures.
NQ rejecting that level again. ES fading its initial little push after the data. I think we could see, thinking about bailing on my ES trade. I'm right around break even here. Still in for now, but
Tyler, if I hit a stop loss on this and set it, what is SUBM?
SUBM?
Yeah.
Submit, I think it is.
As
yeah, I
in,
don't know. So yeah, I mean, you have that order in. I think it says is like for submit your stop loss, I think. Unless I'm making that up.
It's not clickable. It's just a stop loss, so as soon as I engaged
so
it.
do you have the chart trading enabled? Like scroll down on your trade panel a little bit more and then click that. And then if you like click wherever you want on that red column, it'll put, and then hover, your quantity, like, so it'll put a stop loss. Like if you click there, click on that red thing and see it has, so like that is an active stop loss. Like if you came up there and it went to that price, you would get stopped. Yeah. And then you can click and drag it from there too. Like if you click where it says submit and drag it, you can just adjust it that way too. Yeah.
And if I do this.
Yes, back down to its opening print.
Okay, so that'll actually give you the dollar amount that you're going to lose.
Yeah, it'll show. Yeah, you can figure out your risk amount, because if you put that on there, if I put my stop here, it tells you how much you'll lose. Or if you put your take profit here, it'll tell how much you make. Yeah.
Yeah, if I do it this way, it doesn't.
It's looking like a rejection lower here. ES and NQ starting to join YM and RTY with some weakness. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, is at its opening print. See if it holds.
Oh, I should have just grabbed gold when it was at a 180 profit for me for a moment. That's the thing. That's what it did during London. The candles would move, but it could hardly close out 1 or 2 candles on my entry setups. It would go against me so fast.
Yeah.
Very undecisive on my setups. Not me, but my setups.
Andrew said no trade on gold for him today. Doesn't like the setups. 5-bet fold agrees.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, my expectations on the indexes are starting to lower for sure. With the kind of a muted reaction to the news, we're currently rejecting the previous day's high area. It wouldn't shock me if today's action became kind of rangy.
Yeah.
I think that's very possible.
And today I'm being very Mr. Breakout instead of Mr. Retest. All right, the heck with that one.
Yes, and NQ both breaking down a little lower here. I don't love any of the action so far.
No, so far this is the Fridays.
Frustrated.
This is a Friday that I don't like. These are the Fridays that seem to be more often. Maybe I'll take trades based on what a viewer wants me to do.
Somebody give a trade suggestion. If we're going to get kind of a rangy day, I mean, we could see a little rally here from this is near kind of our intraday lows on ES and NQ. YM and RTY look like they're trying to find a bottom. They're both get some consolidation. ES getting back above its opening print. We'll see here. Maybe this looks decent. Don't hate RTY. RTY's been weak though, but it's getting a nice reaction to a level right now. But it's still it's near yesterday's low, and it was pretty weak yesterday, I think. So do I really want to try to long the weakest index the last couple days here? Oh, actually, it wasn't weak yesterday. RTY was strong yesterday. I'm wrong. I didn't even mark RTY today. That's why I'm a silly goose. RTY is actually rejecting a level I have. It's definitely going to stay away from that.
Silly goose. Bunch of silly gooses.
If you just look at a heat map of like the market watch of all the indexes, it's nothing that screams trend action, that's for sure. Here, I'll show you what the heat map. If you're looking at individual names that are made up of the indexes.
Okay, this is cool. So you can turn on chart trading and turn off your trade button, save yourself some screen space.
Yes. Yeah.
But you gotta have your
Yep. You
quantity
can just enter.
set.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can enter trades with stop orders, right? So if you put a buy stop above, or like a limit order above the current price, it would fill you in a long trade.
How does it know? Because
well, so I think you would have to do a buy stop. Click that right there on the red. I think it'll say buy stop if you click that. Does it say anything if you click on the red area?
Is it a one-click entry? Is it gonna?
No, it would have to fill at that price. So that's in a limit order. Now, what if you click in the green?
Hold on.
You can exit out of there.
Okay, we're not in a trade.
No, it definitely didn't fill you in a trade. It would, if it filled you in a trade, it would show you at the current price. It's just putting stop orders. Or I'll do it
Okay.
online actually instead of having the.
I should have stayed in my.
I'm telling that guy who's not experienced with futures to do something like, yeah. All right, so if I click in the green, okay, yeah. So if you click in the green, it puts in a stop order. If you click on the red, it puts in a limit order. So like if you want to enter above the break of a candle's high, you can enter a buy stop above that high, and it will enter you into a long trade. Just to look at a heat map right now on the individual names, something's starting to look a little bit more green, but you can see how it's kind of a dull green and red look.
Yeah.
Which doesn't give trend vibes when you're getting a little bit of a mix like that. I mean, things can start to flip, but
okay. Do they have a setting to automate the chart so that it moves, so that it scrolls left based on time?
I
think during the London session, I had a chart just sort of scroll right off the chart. The candlesticks just sort of went away. I had to pull it back. And
So wait, what do you mean exactly?
A lot of times on your price line at the bottom, you'll see like a logarithmic button and a automatic button.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's the one thing that's been like the adjusting on like this and that, and how you kind of navigate around here is a little bit weird. Like I wish it was a little bit more free maneuvering. Like you can move left and right here, but it doesn't let you move up and down, and then you can move up and down with the hand here. But in order to expand the price, you have to get it to do like this arrow. And then it looks like you can expand it this way too. So yeah, I wish it was a little bit more kind of free flowing, like how the trade locker charts are. I think I'm gonna try a MNQ long.
Okay. Gold is going to test.
I tried an MNQ long here.
I'm catching a falling knife. That's all lubed up with oil.
We'll see. Not a great initial reaction. We got a little spike lower on the 2-minute that I was hoping would trigger a buy. Basically targeting the high on the day. Stop under that 5-minute swing low here. Nah, not looking good. That's looking like the 2 minutes gonna fail and go lower here. Might be one of those days that it just ain't it today. It just ain't it today. We'll see. We didn't spike lower yet. It's not looking great. We mm, 45 minutes in the New York session here. I just realized I have both 5-minute charts up. Yeah, so you can see on the no, don't do that. That's a problem with the chart. You gotta watch. So yeah, on the 2-minute here, we got the spike lower that started to rally, and I was anticipating this 2-minute to break this high. So that's what got me to take my entry. But looking like I was wrong on that one. There's the stop. Well, I'm gonna stay patient. I may just be done for the day. We'll see. This price action just isn't giving me a good vibe one way or the other, to be honest with you. I was hoping with the news today we'd get a little bit of some higher volume, maybe a trend in the week. That's new New York lows for NQ on that stab lower.
Would you take it?
It's not a terrible if we kind of fail this spike to go lower on the day intraday. This is kind of where we rallied from pre-market. It's not a terrible idea. And we're also seeing a rally on YM and RTY right now.
You mentioned the low. Would you take the short, or would you?
If I was gonna, yeah, I'm not convinced. Like, I don't have a great feeling about a big sell-off today. To be honest with you, if anything, I would take this sweep lower for a potential long. Like that spike to a new low on the day was what we needed to kind of run enough to get a bunch of people trapped short. And that's based off of the reaction we're currently getting on the other indexes. Like ES is it's rallying back into its opening print, and YM and RTY both gotten pretty strong. So I feel like that little spike lower on NQ could have been the low on the day. Kind of starting to get those vibes, like it was trapping some shorts. I'm gonna be willing to put my money where my mouth is here. I think small size. We're gonna only go 3 micros here. We had a level yesterday. It got invalidated, but a level here yesterday. It's not one I would typically keep on my chart. It's 3 micros. 6. Okay. 860. All right, so I'm probably be my last trade on the day. We'll see if my theory is correct. We got ES battling back with its opening print. See if that little spike to new lows can be our low in the day. RTY strong back over its opening print. YM back over its opening print. All right, come on, let's get a little rally going. Let's get a little rally going here. Indexes, come on, move in sync. Let's move in sync. We all agree buys are fun. Let's buy. Okay, I'm liking the 2 minute. We're 5 minute close in 10 seconds. Would love if this closed the green hammer. Get up above 2020 here would be sweet. We didn't get the fully flip to the green hammer. But nice wick. Yes, still battling its OP. That's not what I want to see. YM does look good long, but not loving it. Yeah, I'm not really loving any of this price action. YM currently rejecting its OP. Again, Q just stopped, not yet, but it's probably about to stop me out. Came within a tick, and now it stopped me out. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Maybe even I'm probably done in the futures account. 3 losses. I've struck out. Not saying I think that trade could still end up working. It just we got that one more push down, and who knows? I could be wrong. But I'm gonna be done on my futures account. I'm gonna take my 3 strikes and you're out roll. I'm still holding my my overnight meta swing. I let that pull back a little bit. I mean, it's still up really nice, but this low that we're basically putting in for that one is going to be my line in the sand. I'd like to see us rally from here, or I'm going to close that. Are you in anything right now, Brian?
I'm long on, you know what, I'm about not to be. I went long on gold, but it's doing nothing. I'm out on that. The way I read a chart for my entry point, everything is conflicting itself. It'll do a breakout, but then it'll do a candlestick reversal patterns. It'll break down and below a trend and then do a candlestick up pattern. It's like, regardless of what I look at, I could switch time frames. That's usually when I do. I'll switch to 15-minute.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like I've typically already missed my entry point when I switch to an upper time frame like that. I never have any luck on that. I only fare well by doing downgrading my time. So if I start on a 30 or 15-minute chart and I then go into the 5-minute to do an entry, that works, but it never goes the other way around. Not for the instruments I trade. Oil's doing a good bounce, but it's going to enter like a range zone. Gold did a good bounce, but I feel like it's going to enter a range zone.
Yeah, the RTY hourly chart It's actually probably my favorite.
Yeah, gold goes up now that I'm out of it, but I could switch to Forex. Oh, the heck with gold, you bud. What's its volume doing? Volume's good. See, gold should, this where it's at right now, it's kind of, I would normally take it if it came back down to that trend. And it does a bounce. This is what gold does all the time. Check this out. You can do this like that. There. As soon as you make that little pocket, this is where I typically would catch gold.
Oh, no.
I don't know if anybody else out there has the same entry methodology.
That you do?
It's rather simple if you don't use indicators. So, okay, so just there's a small intraday trend coming down right there. It broke out. I took the trade a moment ago right here, doing a breakout method, but normally I wouldn't do that. So then take the counter trend on intraday right here. Draw him up. Just you need a point A and a point B. Extend it straight up. Then right here in this little catcher's mitt, price will come back down, bounce around in here, and then that's your setup to go long. If it doesn't pop up and it breaks that mark, you're ranging typically.
I dig it. I dig it.
It's just that simple, you know.
Yeah.
Does that mean gold can't just keep going up right now? No, I've seen that 10 to 20% of the time, it won't come back and touch anything. And those are the trades that you have to live with and say, that's somebody else's trade. It's not my trade. Those suck. I hate watching that happen, and that gets back to, do you take the retest setup or do you take the breakout setup? If you take both, well, then you're going to have to give yourself enough wiggle room, lower your lot size or your contract size so that you don't lose out. Tough.
Yeah. I'm really kind of torn on where I think the market goes today. Like I said a couple of times now, my expectations are pretty low at this point.
See, look at this. I'm going to switch to Forex. I'll put my screen up. And I say that because I can do better drawings on Trade Locker.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird being somewhat versed in several platforms?
I mean, I guess it's a good thing, right? Experience in anything is good.
It's good. It's you just can't trade everything in the same spot. So You know,
Yeah.
like you're trading. What were the trades you did a little while ago? It sounded like you were in another platform for sure.
Yeah, that's my options account. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
When you hear like the alert, like when you get the order filled, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried some IWM option longs, which are the RTY, would be the RTY futures, the Russell. And then a small 0DTE SPY long in case we ended up holding as a low here and go make a new high on the day.
Okay, so there you go. You can pull the screen up if you want.
Okay. Don't love that that first hourly. We're an hour into the day here. We just got the 9:30 to 10:30 close. I don't love how NQ closed.
Let's see. We have something like this going on. I need to. Where's my other screen at? I want to get it exact. Okay, and then an uptrend.
5Bet Fold said gold will be interesting at all-time highs, and Trump being a peacemaker. Yeah, it should be. Whole market's interesting. The day he got inaugurated, the overnight Asia session, the stuff about the tariffs came out, and I know NQ dumped like 300 points in one 5-minute candle. I'm like, oh boy, we got the Trump market back, baby. Crazy moves all the time.
Okay. This is what I would expect gold to do right now. This is what it's famous for. But all of the instruments are famous for doing this. Come down into here, do some bouncing around, potentially take off. And I mean, it's just common sense. It's just basic trend catching 101 right there. If it were to break south of that and end up swooping down in here, then you run the chance that it's actually going to go back down and create a further downtrend. But what you really get is you get a range, because the moment that you can do, I don't know if I'm not only talking about this because sometimes I wonder if other people see it as this simple. If this red line needs to be extended in a little while, okay, that means price came through and just whipped around. That's a range. And this is my way of just trying to catch it soon enough to say, I'm not going to play that game.
Yeah.
So, and I studied some of that from, I think I would just get lucky and I would hear some of the really good 6-figure and 7-figure traders that, the pros that have been doing this for decades, and say, it's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole KISS method to trading.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. So you're basically looking to see which of these quadrants will it come back to. Would it take a sharp dive right here? Continue off the red? Would it take a sharp dive here, bounce off the green and go back, or pass through green way over here, bounce off red? If it does, that's ranging. That's ranging. So you can't, and that's where I like the 5-minute chart, because I can pick up on a ranging scenario that might be occurring on the 15-minute chart, and I'll detect it on the 5.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I kind of use multi-time frame analysis, is in that same kind of idea. I maybe look at it a little bit differently, but I'll try to use it to kind of catch trend flips. Use the smaller time frames to catch the trend flips, where the 2-minute trend is starting to flip, the 5-minute trend is starting to flip, and then use that to, okay, how will this then look on the hourly chart? Does it look like this could be setting up an hourly trend flip? And I think a similar idea. Well, let's see here. ES and NQ holding this low for now. We're getting one of those days where you get a little divergence in the ES, NQ, YMRTY, where the two are getting weak when the other two are rallying. Now the other two are rallying, the other two are getting weak.
For sure. So let's see. Sorry to turn around like this. I keep all of my news events way over here on the right side.
Oh, you're fine.
Everybody gets an earful. Get it? Next week, we have FOMC.
Okay. Should be an interesting week.
We have GDP. And we have PCE.
My daughter, Brian, you maybe saw at the beginning before we went live. There's like some stuff back here. My kids have started to infiltrate my office and hang out with me. My daughter built her own little desk setup behind me. She's been hanging out in my office. It's fun. Got my little work partners.
That's good.
Well, we're getting a little rally here. All four indexes now putting in green bars. See if we can push back up towards the highs here or not. I'd love to see that. Expectations are still low. Some pretty slow price action today. Been a little bit of a slower stream. Pretty quick rejection on that rally candle. That doesn't look great at all. It looks like more range or downside. We'll see. We'll see. Ready to just close up these options. I'm getting pretty over this price action. It's not fun to watch.
No, and it's doing it in slow motion from my perspective. I mean, I'm waiting for gold to follow my pink arrow that I drew.
Yeah.
But
it's like, don't you see this arrow, gold? Come on.
Yeah. Oil is doing a little bounce off. It's kind of creating a downtrend on the 5-minute. It's sort of painting that right now as we speak. My futures for the Dow is ranging. NQ is ranging.
Yep. Well, I don't know. It's looking like we're going to crack the lows here now. At least ES just cracked to new lows. NQ hasn't yet, but looks like it wants to as well.
This would actually be a little bit higher. That.
All right, new lows on ES and NQ, not on YM and R2I. But once again, we're making new lows and rallying right back into the range on both ES and NQ. Getting hungry. I got to eat my little snack bar here. Frozen? Oh, the feed's not live. And once again, no follow through, selling back down. Yeah, this price action is not fun. Anybody in the chat catch some good trades at least?
See gold doing what I wanted it to do. That doesn't mean it's going to do it. It's just it spiked too much to keep going, so it's going to come down and make a decision in here. But by drawing those two lines, that's normally how I catch the bounce on gold. In my younger years, I would wonder how they some of the experts got that pullback. But once I learned it on by doing the trend line drawing, it started to be pretty obvious.
Good morning, Ashley. Good morning. Taking any trades today? Tell me you got something in this paint and dry type of price action we've had.
Yeah. Oh. Oil. Oil's sort of doing what the NAS is doing, just candle for candle. Green, red, green, red.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Nothing's going anywhere. RTY sitting at its opening print. YM's basically sitting right underneath its opening print. We haven't gone anywhere today. NQ is down 48 points on the day, which is nothing. It's 0.2%. ES is down 5 points on the day, which is even more of a nothing burger, down 0.1%. To be honest with you, my expectations are the rest of the day stays pretty slow. I think maybe we can see a rally back in, towards today's highs, or we could even fade a little bit lower. I don't think it's out of the question by any means, but I don't think we see a crazy move in either direction at this point on a Friday, personally.
Right.
Well, I actually could come through with a banger for us, but I think it's hard to catch a banger out there today.
Okay, gold.
My meta swing was a banger, but I got a little greedy on it. I still haven't closed it. It's contracts are at $12 right now. They were at 17. I don't know why I got it. I got that like round number in my head. I was like, I want to see him go to 20. See here though, Meta is at new all-time highs on the day. See if we can get a push
Okay,
back.
so I will put that
having a nice
in.
retracement on the 5-minute. I think that's what Brian's watching here. Yeah.
So I put in a long
little pocket.
Yeah, I put a buy in right now, one lot. If it goes any further, I'll add another lot to it. Mental stop loss is sort of a break below that cross area. I have a mental stop probably about right there. I mean, I could set the stop loss, I guess. It's not going to take off on me, so I'm not really worried. What you gonna do?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys.
It's been a while, I think, since we were doing a live stream and we were sitting here arranging like this.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier today was we've been getting a lot of good moves. Like the market has been giving trends, whether up or down, pretty frequently, or even like the ranges that we've seen, they get like a good rally, really strong rally, then they fade hard. But yesterday we saw some tight range for a while, and then we pumped like right at the end of the day. Yesterday was, I think, a tricky trading day, depending on how aggressively you traded early in the day. And then I think today is pretty just slow moving. And like I said, I think we're kind of in for the markets slowing down at some point. I don't know, you keep hearing a lot of hype with Trump and the golden era of AI and crypto and all this stuff. So who knows? We could for sure continue to trend, or the bottom could fall out. But I think eventually over the next month or two here, the market will slow down a bit, and we'll have to deal with these kind of tighter range days more frequently. So when that's happening, I think you kind of just gotta notice it, pick your spots, lock your winners a little bit quicker, and call it a day a little bit quicker if we start to have some of that action.
Yeah.
Come on, Meta, go to 650 today. Give me a nice round number of 650 on the chart. Would be awesome. ES and NQ have basically rallied back into this kind of range that they've had. You could say they're up the upper end of the smaller time frame range that we've kind of been in. NQ's kind of been stuck in between 2220 and 21,990, kind of like a 30-point range here over the last half an hour or so.
Okay. Next candlestick.
Oh, a little 2-minute rally already fading on NQ.
Let's see. Put in another lot size right there. I never look at this as buying into a losing trade. I look at it like it's giving me a discounted price for the direction I think is probable. But knowing today's market.
See this question from Ashton. Brian, how far below that trend cross do you have your stop?
Where that white line is. So for gold, that is 80. Yeah, I don't really have it there.
He said he's on his phone. He can't see the chart that well.
79, 27.79.
YM and RTY starting to get breaks above their opening print.
So I will let gold.
Almost back to it.
Here's its third lot. There we go. Now I actually will kill the whole darn thing if I have to. I will kill it quick. Not a big deal, not a big deal. We have 2 minutes left. It's going to test me. This is what it did during London too. It's going to try to test your confidence level. It wants to grab your stop loss. And that's why I don't usually put a hard stop loss in, because I want to gauge the price momentum on the candlestick with the clock. So it's got 2 minutes remaining on this candle, and it is just above where I would stop out. If it had 4 minutes left in the candle, I probably would have stopped out already. So I'm just giving it a chance in case it is just taking out some of these folks here.
I cut the IWM longs I had, and looks like that was a mistake. It's the only index who's pushing to new highs on the day right now. Oh, come on, do something for goodness sakes. Indexes are just slow as could be. Oh, gold breaking down. See if it can start to wick here in this last minute.
Yeah.
We talked about that on Wednesday a little bit, the importance of candle closes. YM rejecting its opening print again.
It's in my little white zone. 22 seconds. Perfect timing. And this is when you just have to accept the L. Okay, I'm out. 2, 1, breakdown. There it goes. All right. Now you can shift into a short. But this is where you get whipsawed out. So I won't do a short.
Yeah. The price action today is just not exciting. It's one of those days that I think if you do start to flip back and forth, you can find yourself eating stops from both directions.
Yeah, and with trends, you could do this. And go, well, is that the trend?
Yeah.
But I don't like them like that. I don't like them once they break what I would consider a 45-degree angle. That's coming in lower. So now it's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to play with your psychology and emotions.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at like the ES9Q hourly charts, and we got these not even gaps. ES gapped a little bit above yesterday's high. NQ just opened really close to it, and then pretty good rejection bars from the highs where we put in these inverted red hammers. And I'm talking about looking at it from 9:30 to 10:30. And now this current hourly bar has tested below that bar. And now we're trying to kind of hold. So we got another 34 minutes on this candle. If this current hourly bar can hold these current lows and start to rally a little bit, I think the hourly chart could set up a potential to go lower, kind of a rejection failure, right? Like we rejected the highs. The bears tried to push it lower. The market tried to sell off, but we ended up kind of failing to go lower, which I think could potentially lead us to a afternoon rally to new highs. But for me to want to take that trade, I need to see how this current hourly candle closes. So I'm not interested in anything for at least another 33 minutes. And if I were to take a trade, that's probably the trade I'd prefer to take. But I need this hourly bar to close a certain way.
Okay. Gold is right in the middle of two major key levels. So it makes sense that it's ranging.
Yeah, that market watch heat map looks pretty much the same way it looked when we looked at it earlier. Mixed bag across the board. The sound shares we talked about last week are back up to 17. That's good after they faded down to 12. Happy about that. Gold is at previous low. Man, gold looking nasty. Could be a fake out, but too early to tell. Yeah, like the third bounce on trend line. Hard to find the first bounce. A new trend line before it happens. Yep.
Everybody's getting to see how I do this each day. Now we're on 15 minutes. All right. So I like this 1 hour key level I drew right through the middle. And how does it measure up on the 5-minute execution chart? Like that. Wow. See, this is sometimes when you get a big bounce. Again, you get these key levels, and then they coincide with some kind of channel or trend line. And right there, how it bounced. Now you could potentially get some movement all the way back up here before the day's over, or not, or just mess with you. It's sort of like this sort of action reminds me of everyone is gathering in this one little room and has their own idea, you know, and that causes it to range, it causes it to whipsaw, false breakout, everything. I also believe in analysis paralysis and overkill.
Yeah.
The old me would have just not even had these in here, and I'd solely be waiting on price to bounce off this key level and give me some sort of candlestick pattern favored to one side or the other.
Oh man, it looks like another potential rally from the lows. Already faded it again. The Russell's staying strong. There's one that's given any opportunity. Would have been that. New lows on NQ here. Yes, looking close to following.
See, I might do a bounce play here. What time is it?
It is 11:08. Well, NQ looks like it's going to head down to 21,945 at this point. Next level I have down below, about another 30 points. Definitely the weakest of the indexes today. Well, I guess it's percentage-wise pretty similar to IM.
This is also where I did have that trend going somewhere in here like this. What do you think, Tyler? Should I take the bounce here? Sure.
I don't want to be held accountable for this because
I'm blaming
I'm
you.
not having, I do like, I mean, I see the trade. I think it's an extremely valid trade, and the kind of rangy type action we've been having, that it's super valid. And maybe I'm letting my annoyance with the indexes factor in a little bit, but I'm feeling kind of over it right now.
Yeah. I would say I took that. I would say bottom of that wick. Ooh, I don't even like that. Looking at volume. Volume is just not dropping. Nah, I'm not going to take it. I mean, I'm in the trade right now.
I was gonna say, Asher just said he's riding with you. He's like, I'm in.
Really?
YMW shot. You go 5-bet fold still in the YM longs. She's back at that OP, baby. I think that's a strong 5-minute bar. We've rejected the OP pretty strongly twice. Here we are now a third time. I think it breaks. I think YM heads back up to 44,700 at least. Well, now the index is seeing some buying. All right, Meta, go get new highs, Meta. Come on, baby. I like the YM longs, baby. I like them. I think 5-bet fold's gonna get himself a winner here. The market all starting to see some buying universally here across the indexes. NQ back into this range again.
I'll actually kill that stop loss. And no, I want you out. And actually, if it hits there, I'll add to my lot size, and I'll do the same game one more time.
All right, market. We've been patient. Now reward us.
Even if I make $500 off this move, that's what I lost a moment ago on my other stop loss. So it'd just be a break even.
It's a strong 5-minute close. There it is. YM getting that pop. About to go get 47 hundo right here. Well, the hourly bar, we got 20 minutes left, but if we can kind of continue a little bit of a rally here back into the opening prints on ES and NQ and close with that hammer, I like it to at least head back up to the highs on the day. Now, do we break that and get any higher? I don't know. We'll see. Still 20 minutes ago on this candle, though, and this range has been a biatch for sure. I want meta to 650 so bad. Come on.
Are you looking at the 5-minute there?
On what?
On your chart?
I have, yeah, I have the 5-minute up, yeah.
It's like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
See, these are the moments I think about going back into swing trading.
Yeah. Just letting it work. It's used, if you heard those orders again, I just entered a swing trade position on the ticker SOUN. It's the one I have shares in. But for some couple weeks out, I did February 7th expiration.
Yeah, I agree with Ashton there. Gold could pop up. If it does, the 2780 area is probably a valid take profit if you set those up that way.
New trader said I passed the fast track challenge. I got instant mail to complete KYC. Please explain the process. New trader, I think you just, do what the email says, which is fill out your information on KYC, which I think is just like your name. I don't know what all they asked you. I can't remember, but maybe your name, address, like line of work. They basically want to know, like, are you a professional trader or are you just like a retail trader? Which is the name noob trader, I'd imagine, just a retail trader. And yeah, just follow the steps. Just fill out that information and submit it, and just gets reviewed. I think just to kind of prove that you are who you say you are, and then you'll be good. You'll get your account and start trading.
Oh man, what's gold gonna do?
Do we see any follow through on this little rally? I'm starting to think not.
Okay, Mr. Gold. Last trade of the day for me. It's either going to hit that stop loss or it's going to do a nice pretty bounce. Or it's going to hit my stop loss and do the bounce and make me look like a fool. But I won't chase it.
We want new highs. Okay. It's that time. A little bit of a slower stream today. Price action was a little slower to say the least. Not a lot of great moves out there to catch, I don't think. But if you stayed safe today, I think that's a win. Maybe you caught a small winner, didn't do any damage to your account. I think is good stuff. So hopefully everybody stayed safe out there, and we will be back with another live stream on Monday. So enjoy your weekends, everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Peace out, everybody. Oops. You too, Ash, and have a great weekend.